2023. Hey, everybody. Pleasure to be here. I am here on behalf of dYdX Trading. And my goal for today is to distill as much information about the open source technology that we've built for V4. So whether you're a developer, whether you're an institutional fund, a power user of dYdX, or someone who doesn't even know what dYdX is, I'm hoping you can leave after this keynote slot understanding what we've built and why we've built it. So let's dive right in. So today, what exactly is dYdX? We are a perpetuals DEX, meaning that you can trade complex derivative products on our exchange. We have over 36 highly liquid perpetual markets, meaning that you have access to derivative products that never expire and you can trade with leverage. So whether you want to trade Bitcoin or Ethereum, or you want to trade an altcoin market like Solana, we offer those markets to you. We have currently an average of $1 billion in volume every day, and we've had over $1 trillion in volume to date. So what exactly have we built moving forward? Well, today we have Starkware's Layer 2 solution that through ZK rollups enables you to trade these derivative products. But through the rest of this keynote, I'll be explaining to you how we're actually moving off of Layer 2 onto Cosmos, which is why I'm here today. On top of that, we have a mobile-friendly iOS app, and we're planning to ship an Android app soon in the future as well. And while you're all here is for alpha, right? So let me dive into that. So what exactly is the dYdX chain and why am I speaking to you today? So the dYdX chain is built on top of Tendermint using an augmented version of the Cosmos SDK, and we're building a user experience geared towards traders and agnostic of chain and ecosystem. What does that mean? What that means is that you can easily onboard onto the dYdX chain regardless of what wallet you're using. So if you use MetaMask because you're comfortable with Ethereum's network, or you use the Kepler wallet, it doesn't matter. You can onboard to the dYdX chain regardless of what technology that you're using. On top of that, we have partnerships with Noble, CCTP, for example, or Axelar, which enables you to deposit whatever collateral you want onto the exchange, regardless of where it's housed. So let's say you have Ethereum on Arbitrum that you want to bridge over to the dYdX chain. You can do that with one-click onboarding now to the dYdX chain without having to do any of the bridging of those assets yourself. So why does this matter? Let's be honest, traders don't want to do anything that requires hassle. The last thing that you want to do is wait in front of a screen while your assets bridge over between networks, and you have to wait, pay fees, wait hours before you can execute trades, especially when the market is volatile and you want to take advantage of this volatility to profit. We've basically eliminated the need to do all of that because it's all handled under the hood. On top of that, the order book that we run on is now going to be fully decentralized. So this means, unlike the centralized exchanges that you may be trading on today, you no longer have to worry about the custody of your assets, but you also don't have to worry about a centralized entity dictating how your trades are placed or executed. This is completely novel and has not been done on this scale before. So I'm very excited to share some alpha with you today that dYdX Trading will ship all of the open source code for the dYdX chain on October 10th. Followed by that, depending on governance, followed by this October 10th date when everything is released, depending on governance and third-party validators and nodes, which will run the entirety of the dYdX chain infrastructure, it will determine when the dYdX chain actually goes live and the mainnet goes live so you can start trading. Why is this important? dYdX Trading will no longer run any of the infrastructure behind V4. So when you think about a truly decentralized exchange, this will be the first time in history that you can actually access something like this with highly liquid markets, high quantities of volume, and various different markets that you can trade on without risks of significant slippage or absurdly high gas fees. So what else are we building on the dYdX chain? Something that's often built or not really addressed on most DeFi exchanges is the issue of MEV. You don't want validators or you don't want participants to be able to front run your orders and give you shitty prices on the orders that you want to execute. Now we've built novel solutions on the dYdX chain as well. So I encourage anyone that's interested in this to check out our Twitter at dYdX as well as our blog at dydx.exchange/blog, where you can find information about all of this different stuff, as well as all the code that we've already started to open source. So for the developers in the room, why is this exciting? All of the code will be open sourced, which means that if you want to build on top of the dYdX chain, you can. If you have complex strategies that you want to execute, like custom bot trading strategies, you can build on top of the dYdX chain yourself. You do not have to wait for us to roll out new product features. You can build whatever you want because everything's 100% transparent and available to the public. So, what does the architecture actually look like? For some people in the room, like me, that are not from an engineering background, I'm sure this will look like a foreign language. That's okay. What you really need to know at the end of the day is, again, dYdX trading will not run any of this infrastructure anymore. This will all be run by third-party validators and nodes. So it's going to be completely decentralized end-to-end. The dYdX chain will be a standalone L1 blockchain featuring a fully decentralized off-chain order book. So once again, I repeat, we will not run the order book ourselves. It will be run and completely executed by third parties, where you send an order. Actually, I have another slide about this, so I'll just skip this entirely for now. In terms of the dYdX chain, it's built on the Cosmos SDK and Comet BFT proof-of-stake consensus protocol. The node software is written in Go and compiles to a single binary. For the non-engineers in the room, again, I'm sure this is a foreign language. That's okay. What's important to you is that all of this is decentralized. So you don't have to worry about something like an FTX happening where your funds disappear overnight because some centralized entity has determined that they're severely in the red and the funds just disappear. That's not going to happen on us. If dYdX trading as a company goes underwater overnight, your funds are still available. It's all non-custodial. It's all transparent. You can audit everything in real time. You don't have to worry about where your funds are because you can see it second by second. In terms of the life cycle of an order, this is what it looks like. A user places a trade on a decentralized front end, not run by dYdX trading. The order is then routed to a third-party validator, also not dYdX trading, and that validator gossips that transaction to the other validators in the network, and the nodes update their order books with the new order. Why does this matter? Unlike an AMM that you might see on other DEXs, the order book model allows you to have a higher level of throughput that doesn't exist on other decentralized exchanges today. I'll talk more about statistics in a few minutes, but what we've achieved on the dYdX chain is 1,000 to 2,000 transactions per second, which means that you will have a degree of sophistication and throughput and scalability on the dYdX chain that exists nowhere else in today's market. I'm going to skip through the rest of this because I don't think most of you guys really care about the life cycle of an order, if I'm being honest. What you care about is, are the markets that I want to trade available? Is there high enough liquidity for us to trade that? So the logical question then becomes, why have you actually built V4? You have $1 billion in volume a day. You have over $1 trillion in volume to date. Why does it make sense to just move off of an L2 and go to Cosmos? So in the last year, we've had a lot of black swan events in crypto. I don't think that I have to tell most of you in this room about what we've dealt with as an ecosystem and an industry. Obviously, FTX is top of mind, Celsius, BlockFi. In the traditional finance realm, we had the Silicon Valley crash as well. Full decentralization is what we at dYdX Trading believe to be the future. So if you can choose between trading on a centralized intermediary or a centralized exchange versus an exchange that is completely built by traders, dictated by users, and is completely transparent, and you can hold custody of the funds yourself, in 5 to 10 years, which would you choose? Our opinion is that it's going to be DEXs. So 10 years from now, you won't be trading on an FTX or a Binance anymore. You'll be trading on a dYdX for derivatives. You might be trading on a Uniswap if you want to trade spot assets. Basically, the power should be in the hands of the traders as opposed to these legacy institutions that aren't up to date with technology as well as the needs of consumers. We also believe that DeFi is at the level of maturity where instead of focusing on stealing market share from each other, we should be growing the size of the pie altogether. So currently, dYdX has above 50% of all derivatives trading volume market share in the DeFi space. So some might say we've already won DeFi, but if you look at the grand scheme of things, that only accounts for 1% of total market volume. So the centralized exchanges still capture the majority of trading volume today. So in order for DeFi to win, instead of us focusing on only capturing 100% of DEX volume, we have to start thinking about how we get mass adoption of DeFi and all these players that currently trade on centralized exchanges to move on to DeFi instead. So then the question becomes, what do we actually do that's unique? What actually do we offer that convinces people to move off of these centralized exchanges? And that's why we've built the dYdX chain. We have unparalleled trading experience in DeFi with 1,000 to 2,000 transactions per second, governance in the hands of token holders, so traders and users can determine what features get added, what new markets get added, what you can actually do on the dYdX chain. Rewards go to validators. dYdX trading will not collect any trading fees from the dYdX chain anymore. I repeat, we will not take any money from the dYdX chain. This will all go towards validators and other ecosystem participants instead. There's greater transparency. You don't have to wait for audit reports or rely on proof of reserves. You can literally go on Etherscan or an equivalent website and check exactly what is happening on the exchange and where all the money is at all times. On top of that, faster market listings. So the current zeitgeist of crypto today is that a new hot altcoin, AKA shitcoin, pops up, right? So a few months ago, we had Pepe. Today, we have Banana Coin is a new one. And you want to be able to trade that market and trade it with leverage, but you can't access that because there's usually a month lag time before a market for perpetuals gets listed on a centralized exchange. The dYdX chain will be completely permissionless. So what that means is that you can list markets without relying on us to build that market for you. Market makers are incentivized to bootstrap liquidity to permissionless markets and set them up. So if you wanted to trade Pepe perps, you want to go long 10x on Pepe, and you want to do that next week because Pepe went live today, that's now possible, and that's uniquely enabled by DeFi and something that a centralized exchange could never offer. So that is something that we're really excited about, and all of this is possible without sacrificing security or self-custody of assets. You will always hold custody of your assets as long as you connect to the dYdX chain with your own wallet. Do not give up your keys, but we will never hold the funds for you. So if you trade on dYdX and dYdX goes under, dYdX trading that is, goes under tomorrow, your funds are still safe because we never held them for you in the first place. So I just want to say thank you for your time. For all the developers in the room, we encourage you to start building on top of the dYdX chain. All the code that we've shipped so far is already open source. By October 10th, the rest of it will be open sourced as well. So the capabilities purely in the hands of all of our users. We're really excited to see the mainnet go live. And from now on, I think that this will be the best possible trading experience when it comes to derivatives in the ecosystem as a whole. And we're very excited for you to join us on this journey as well. Thank you.